So today I had my first date with let's call him Okun for Osaka-kun. I meant to record this story when it happened of how we met, but I never did because I have storage issues with my iPhone and like lots of issues. But anyways, I'll tell that story in a different video another time. But long story short, so we ended up planning a date, which is hilarious. And that date was today. So we met, I think it was last weekend. Last weekend on Saturday we met. And then yeah, he was like, I'll come to Kyoto. I'm like, okay. So lo and behold, Saturday comes, and yeah, we end up meeting today. And the weather's finally getting warmer. It's the end of the second week of April. So there are still some cold days in the 60s, but today was 77 degrees, the high was. So it just happened to be really awesome weather. And yeah, it's crazy. We met up today to like hang out, like have a date, and it was actually really like wonderful. Yeah, I don't even know like what I'm feeling because it's so just like out there, so unexpected. Like this just is, I don't know how to explain what's happening. Like it can't make sense. Like this guy like appeared out of nowhere and he's like my age and like likes a lot of the things that I like. And also is like really attractive and is single and is attracted to me and is nice, like is kind. Like there's nothing crazy about him. Something like must be wrong. Something must be wrong, and I just like haven't found it yet. It's so weird. It sounds so terrible to be this cynical. Like I actually wasn't thinking that until that just like happened to come out now. Like I wasn't understanding like what was feeling wrong, but that's what's feeling wrong. Like he's like perfect. Something's, I don't know, man. Anyways, それ置いといて so what we did today, so we were supposed to meet at 1:30, and I don't know why I just like cannot learn that since COVID, so now that COVID is over and like Kyoto is back to being its super touristy self, the buses to downtown are always late and they will always be late. And so I can't use Google Maps and like estimate accurately when I will arrive because the bus will 99% of the time be late. I don't know why I do this to myself. I consistently like plan what time I'm going to arrive based on Google Maps when I know I need to plan to get there 15 minutes earlier to be on time. So I made that mistake again for the 1,000th time. We're supposed to get there, meet at the restaurant at 1:30, and the bus I was supposed to take was supposed to get me there at 1:29. Of course, the bus was 10 to 15 minutes late, and so I was 10 to 15 minutes late, which is horrible because Okun came half an hour early. Japanese people are incredible, y'all. Like the stories you hear about them always being early, like not on time, early, this is true. It's very true. They are so serious about like time, and I felt so terrible because I knew this. Like I didn't know he got there so early until like a couple hours after we'd like been together. And he was like, yeah, I came at 1:00 because I didn't want to get lost. And I was like, you came half an hour early? No. And then I was 10 to 15 minutes late. Like it's horrible. So I felt so bad, but he was so nice. I don't know why he was so nice to me. So kind. So apparently he hasn't come to Kyoto in like over a year because like he lives in Osaka, hence Osaka-kun. But back in the day, he used to come to Osaka and Kyoto and hang out a lot. So like he likes Kyoto, but it's been a while, so he doesn't really know like what's like good restaurants or what to do. So like I recommended the teppan place we ate at, Kokonomiyaki. Okonomiyaki wa koko ya nen. っていう店だけど, like that's the name of the place. And he was just so happy to be in Kyoto again after a year. But yeah, when he told me that, he's like, oh, it's been a year since I've been to Kyoto. I was like, why did you offer to come to Kyoto? I could have gone to Osaka. But he was willing to come all the way to Kyoto, like, you know, for our date, even though it's been a year, and he was like afraid he was gonna get lost. It's so far away. Like, he came to Kyoto for me, which is like absolutely crazy. Yeah, and he wasn't mad that I was late. He was so sweet. So yeah, first was the restaurant, and it was wonderful. We spent a lot of time talking and eating, which is great. His personality is so fun, like not at all like shy and timid and like awkward, just totally easy to talk to, which is nice. I mean, like the day we met, like it was just like the day we met, just talking, having fun, which was awesome. And then it's so, like, I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if he thinks of this as a date, like, beforehand. Of course, I like, you know, date culture is, like, a little complicated. I don't really understand all the rules and expectations. I'm not on, like, a certain side. I don't have very strong opinions about who should do what, like, on a date. Like, I've never had that. I was raised to like take care of myself, so I don't expect anything from anyone. But I've heard, like, you hear rumors, you know, living here and stuff, and like they're always like, oh, you know, the guy pays this and that, all that stuff that I don't really like give any energy to. But like it's been so long since I've been on dates, and like I've been on dates in the past that are like really terrible, and my friends are like, oh, you should have seen the signs. He like didn't pay for you, this and that, you know, those sorts of things. So like, because it's been a long time and I was like, oh, Okun is really nice, I wonder like how he thinks of me in terms of like, does he like daiji ni shite kureru? Like, does he think of me like seriously type thing? And so I was wondering, I was like, well, of course I'm going to bring a lot of money because like I said, I just take care of myself. But like, you know, I have heard the rumor, or I kind of have this like now impression that like Japanese guys, like if they were to take you on a date, like seriously, they would like pay for you. So I wasn't like expecting it, but I just kind of like had that like thought in my head. And so when we were done and we were gonna go, he was like, okay, do you have to like go to the bathroom or anything? And I was like, no, I'm good. And then I like realized this is like code. I've like experienced this in the past, and I realized it, and I was like, oh, I think like in Japan, guys like to like pay when the girl goes to the bathroom. This isn't like something anyone told me. This is something I've like experienced on my own, and like maybe have some of my other friends have told me about. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's that. So I was like, okay, let me just go to the bathroom, whatever. Maybe it's better that way. So I was like, okay, actually, yeah, I do want to go to the bathroom. I wanted to like fix my hair and like makeup and stuff anyway. So I was like, this is a good chance because we're going to go hang out, and, you know, bathrooms are hard to find. So I went to the bathroom, and then I come back and he's like, okay, go, like, let's go. And then he started like walking out the restaurant, and I was like, did you pay? Like, we haven't paid. And he was like, yeah, I paid. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how much was it? So I can give you half. And he was like, Kinishinai, like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Like, I was very moved because I was fully ready to pay. Like, I'm the kind of person, I don't like read the air very well. Kuki o yamanai. Atashi ga KY mataku shinai. Well, not really, but like I don't really like read the air well. I just like do my own thing, and just like people are gonna have to, we just kind of coexist together. And so this was the first for me, like reading a sign. Like I fully was not gonna go to the bathroom. I was okay, we're gonna go to the register, and then, you know, do half and half, whatever, figure it out. And I was like, you know, let me just see what happens if I just on a whim go to the bathroom like he wants me to. And so that was really sweet, because that's like a really sweet gesture. Like, he was like, this is a date, I'm gonna pay for my date. That is really nice. And I was really happy. Like, even if he didn't pay for me, I still would have been happy, because we like hung out, and he's really nice, and his personality is like awesome, and hanging out with him is fun. So I was just happy the fact he came all the way to Kyoto for me, like, that was amazing. It's like an hour and a half away on the train. It's far. And just the fact he was willing to come out to Kyoto to hang with me is, like, enough. And then, yeah, he paid for our lunch, which is really sweet. So, yeah, after that, we went outside, and like I mentioned, it's his first time in Kyoto in a really long time. And so he was like, what should we do? And I was like, okay, let's go look at the sakura, do some hanami. I actually wanted to take him to get ice cream afterward because my favorite ice cream place is nearby, and I wanted to buy him something. So I was like, let me buy you ice cream. And so we went to Blue Seal, which is my favorite, and he tried some new flavors. Loved them. I love them. We have very similar taste. It's very weird. It's very rare for me to meet a Japanese person, especially a guy who has the same, like, taste that I do. Like, the flavors that we like are really similar. Our, like, palates are similar. He doesn't like spicy food. He doesn't like bitter food, like black coffee and stuff. We're exactly the same. It's very weird. He's super, like has a super sweet tooth. It's very strange that we have the same taste, like, to that degree. And so, of course, he loved the flavors that I picked out at Blue Seal. So that was fun. And then we walked around. We ended up going to hang out at Kamogawa, which is, if you live in Kyoto, you know, that is a very, like, that's kind of just like the chill thing to do if you go downtown. Like, all the young people, when the weather gets warm, like, the hangout spot is Kamogawa. Like, you just go down there and sit down and talk, you know, with the person you're with, look at the river, enjoy the sakura. It's just a really chill, free thing to do. And he didn't really know where Kamogawa was. He was like, oh, this is the Kamogawa. And I was like, there's only one big main river in Kyoto. Like, what do you mean this is the one? Like, this is the only one in my head. And so he'd never hung out there. So we were going to walk by and go do hanami. And I was like, you know what? Let's go sit down. Like, this is an experience you should have. It's also an experience that I wanted to have because in my 5 years, I haven't spent so much time, like, hanging out at Kamogawa. I don't like to just hang out outside. That's not, like, my type of fun. But that's what the young people do. So when we first get here and you make friends, like, one of the things we would do is go hang out at Kamogawa, like, at night and stuff. But as soon as I grew into myself, I stopped doing that because I was like, I don't like being outside. So I was like, this is a good opportunity for me too. Like, I've never really hung out at Kamogawa during the day, just chilling in the crowds. So he went and did that, and he really liked it. Japanese people like nature. So he likes the river. He likes fish. Apparently the river's really clean compared to Osaka's river. And so he was really moved by the fact that the river was clean. So I was happy he was happy. And the weather was so agreeable. Like, it was warm. It wasn't super windy. The sun was out. It wasn't cloudy. It was beautiful. And then when you went down by the river, there was, like, a little bit of a breeze, so it was a little cooler. And it was such a nice time. And then we just talked more. We just get along. So it's so easy to talk to him, which is weird. Even though it's the second time we're meeting. Like, we just never run out of things to talk about. So, talking about all sorts of stuff. Hung out at Kamogawa for maybe, like, half an hour to an hour. And then finished our ice cream and went back up. Another, like, he did a lot of, like, gentlemanly things. But there's another thing, like, so we finished our ice cream, we're gonna go back up, and he took my trash for me, which is really nice. They're just little small gestures that, you know, when they happen to you, you, like, are like, oh, that was nice. Because you're just so used to, like, doing everything on your own, so it's kind of like you don't think about it, but someone else does it for you without you even asking them to, just, like, out of kindness, is, like, really, it's moving. And yeah, it's been a really long time, so that was really cute. It made me happy. And then, like, for instance, we'd be walking on the road, any road, and if someone would be, like, coming up behind, or, like, a car was passing by or a bike was passing by, he would always, like, move me to the other side, which was really cute. Really cute. I really like that. So yeah, it was really nice. So after Kamogawa, we went up to go do a little bit of hanami because he didn't do hanami this year. It's really unfortunate he missed last week, because last week the sakura were in full bloom in Kyoto, like literally just 5 to 6 days before. So most of them have fallen by now, but there was still a lot of petals on the trees. So I took him to Yasaka Jinja because he couldn't remember if he'd ever been there before, which is crazy because that's the main like shrine you go to if you're downtown in Kyoto. It's always so packed. And up until last week, it was like in full swing. All the yatai, the food stalls were like packed. The people were packed. The sakura was packed. It was peak Maruyama Koen. That's the place inside. And so I took him to the shrine. He really liked it. We went to the park and he thought there were a lot of yatai, even though like a third of them were gone. The sakura were still beautiful, even though, you know, he didn't see as many. And then I took him to get the sakura ice cream that I like, and he liked that. Although he got grape as well, and let me try it as well. That was really tasty, because I was going to try that. Grape ice cream! My first time having that was today. And then we went for a walk inside Maruyama Koen after sitting down and eating our ice cream. Then we got drinks from the vending machine. He got Coke and I got Mugicha. And we walked around the park and did a little bit of hanami while talking about all sorts of things. And the weather was glorious and the petals were falling. Just peak gorgeous Japan. And so, yeah, after we hung out in Maruyama Koen, then where did we go? What did I ask him? I was like, do you have time? And he's like, yeah, I'm free all day. And I was like, cool, I'm free all day too. So afterward, we walked a little bit downtown. What did we do? Maybe we did some more like hanami randomly. Oh, we ended up going back to Kamogawa. So the first time we had sat near Gion Eki, like the part of the river by Gion. So then we took a walk to Sanjo because I wanted him to see that area, because usually there's someone like playing an instrument or like doing karaoke and it's just really lively. Like that's the main part where people are sitting in Kamogawa. So I wanted him to see that. So we took a walk to Sanjo and then sat down in that area so he could experience it, because he was like, people are like playing guitars like outside at Kamogawa, and I was like, yeah, you want to see? So he took him there and he's like, oh my god, like they really are. There were like 3 people playing guitar. It was very strange to him. And so then we sat there and talked some more and enjoyed the environment. He taught me about this really weird animal, the name I can't remember, that looks like a really small alligator. And he was like, these are around because like Kamogawa's so kirei. The river's so clean. And I'm like, can they not? I hope to not have to see that. It's like enormous. It's really terrifying. He was like, yeah, they're totally around. And I thought I saw one, but it turned out to be a beaver. So, niwatori? Oboetenai. Like a beaver. And so that was interesting. Yeah, he told me about how he used to catch fish with like his hands when he was a child. Very interesting. So after we talked then, we went back up into the, city area. And then what did we do? I think after this point is when we went to round 1. Yeah, it is, because we had been talking about round 1, because we talked about skating, all this stuff, and apparently he can skate, which is crazy. Japanese people don't be skating. So he's like, yeah, I can ice skate and roller skate. I'm like, why though? And he said he's good. Like, I really don't understand. So we were talking about skating, so we ended up going to round 1 to just like, play. Oh, because like we talked about Mario Kart as well, and he was like, I think there's one in round 1 we can play Mario Kart. And I was like, seriously? Let's go. And so I went to round 1 and we played some Mario Kart for the first time, which was really fun. And then I found a Dance Dance Revolution, like the old school kind, like in the back. And we played Dance Dance Revolution. And it was his first time in his life ever playing Dance Dance Revolution, even though it's Japanese. And so he did his best for me. So cute. Like, I'm telling you, this is the old kind, like from 2004 version. Like, not Dance Dance Revolution Max, the DDR Max. It's just Dance Dance Revolution with the old kind, like, really. And we played that, and it was so fun. It was so natsukashi and so nostalgic. And he's like, I've never done this before, but let's do it. He's like the kind of person who's like, I can do anything. I can eat anything. Like, everything's good, except for, like, spicy food. I mean, he'll eat it, but he'll suffer. And so he's like, yeah, whatever you want to do, let's do. So he played DDR with me, and it was so fun. They had interesting songs. Even though it's the old one, they had like newer songs. So the first song we did was like Marshmallow. Alone. That's not on the old DDR, but whatever. So yeah, I played that with me, and it was really fun. And so we were in the arcade for maybe half an hour, and then we left, and I was like, you want to do karaoke? And he was like, sure. So then we went to Super Jankara, because apparently they don't have a Super Jankara in Osaka. And that was fun. We stayed for an hour. And it's funny, he doesn't sing in English, and I don't like sing so much in Japanese, so we like sang separately, except he played this like Utada Hikaru song that I know, and so we sang that together at some points. But that was fun. We did our best, and he was able to charge his phone, which is important. And then after that, it was maybe around like 9, and I was like, okay, do you have to go home now, or do you want to eat and then go home? And he was like, let's eat again. So then he took me to this ramen place that he likes. Actually, he'd never been there, but the type of ramen is like his favorite. Apparently Yokohama style ramen. There was a new place in Kyoto, and so we went there. It was really interesting because my favorite is tonkotsu ramen. So I never tried Yokohama ramen, but it was really interesting. It was fun. I would never go on my own. I don't go to new ramen yasan on my own, so I'm happy he took me there, and it was really nice. And I have a cute photo of him wearing the like apron, looking really adorable. So then we did that, and after that, then yeah, I walked him to the station, and he went home. And then I walked home because we ate so much. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gaining weight today. He was worried as well. He was like, my face looks so round from eating the ramen today. And I'm like, your face doesn't look round. You look fine. And so, yeah, I think that was around 10 o'clock. Then we parted, and he went back home to Osaka. So that's how the date went. And oh, what else did I want to mention? Like, most of the time he like tried to pay for everything, which was so cute. Like, and he told me, so because I wanted to buy him the ice cream, right? And he wouldn't let me buy him the ice cream. I did in the end, but he was fighting me. He was like, the okonomiyaki we ate was only 100 yen. It was only 100 yen. They had a campaign. And I was like, boy, you can't fool me. It was definitely like closer to 3,000 yen. He was like, it was only 100 yen. It's fine. You don't have to buy me ice cream. But I was like, I'm not dumb. And so I bought him ice cream. He was really like, kanshasteru, really happy. And then the thing we ate afterward, what did we eat afterward? After I think was round 1. And he like paid for the games for me, which was really sweet. Like I kept trying to pay for them, but he would like pay faster. And then the ramen, I paid for mine. It was a Jidohan Baiki. And let's see, then the ice cream, the second ice cream he paid for. Very sweet. So yeah, just back and forth. Like, it was very nice, like, to feel like, even though I am like I don't know how I am, it was just nice to be like, wow, I met this guy and he like really is like cherishing me. I don't know how you say that in English naturally anymore, but yeah, it was really nice to be treated like a new sparkly girl that someone like is excited to get to know and is happy to spend time with. So that's all. Just wanted to record that. We'll see if we meet again. My expectations, I try to keep them low nowadays when it comes to men, because yeah, they can't be trusted. But yeah, it seemed like he had a good time, but you know, you never know. So if we have another date, I will have another update. That's all. Thanks for watching. Mata ne. Bye.